like the video.
There's one thing that's always gnawed at the back of my mind about Dragon Ball, and giving it some thought, I can finally put it into words, and feel free to correct me, but all of Dragon Ball's villains are completely aimless, and we'll talk about why exactly that bothers me in a bit, but for right now, let's just show our work. And I could go as far back as King Piccolo, but I'll leave the OG series out of this, as it's a little bit more loose in its approach, and that's intentional, but Z is clearly meant to be more concise. So, I'll start with Vegeta, and you might be saying, Vegeta probably had the most motivation of all the villains in Z. He wanted to wish for immortality to kill Frieza, the person who destroyed his home planet, entire race, and basically force-hired him to do his bidding. And yeah, sure, but did you hear that first part? He wanted immortality. Why would he need that just to beat Frieza? Why not just wish to be stronger than Frieza? Because Frieza is just a stepping stone to his real goal, which is rule the universe? Whatever that means. And that type of goal has never sat right with me because it's just so vague and it always is blatantly evil for no reason, which I would say is unrealistic, but even in real life, it feels unreal that someone would want power just to be powerful and evil. Like, that sentence didn't even make sense, but still, even if you want to call it a real goal, it's the most open-ended goal of all of them, like the MacGuffin of goals, if you will. And I can even give Vegeta a pass and say he overcorrected on his path to freedom. But Frieza is the definition of aimless, and that's crazy because it only gets worse from here. Frieza is basically already the ruler of at least part of a galaxy, if not multiple full ones. So why is he on some backwater planet fighting to the death over orbs that may not even be able to grant the wish he specifically wants, which is, again, immortality? And we don't know how long Frieza's race lives, but the fact that they're the leaders of a space colony would indicate that they live longer than most, which means Frieza is basically doing this for shits and gigs, especially when you remember that he thought he was just gonna steamroll everyone on Namek in the first place. And sure, he had no idea Goku would go Super Saiyan, but the fact that he didn't leave immediately after realizing Goku was stronger means he didn't really care about living forever, right? And from there, we hop to the androids, who again don't have a real goal. Like, they want to kill Goku, but why? And if you're saying Dr. Gero's programming, sure, but again, why? What does killing Goku do for Gero at all? Goku never even met him before this debacle, and thinking back, the reason Goku even interacted with the Red Ribbon Army is because they were after the Dragon Balls at the same time as him. So why is Gero trying to murder him, especially when the Red Ribbon Army didn't disappear, it just rebranded? And don't even get me started on Cell, who wants to destroy the galaxy and then nothing, I guess. And Boo is just chaos incarnate, which is a better excuse, but still aimless nonetheless. And Super gets so deep into its god bag, you don't even really need a reason at that point. So let's talk about why this bothers me the way it does when Dragon Ball was never really big on that in the first place. And it's because it seriously limits the scope of what any villain could or would do. For example, what if Frieza wasn't just on planet Namek to wish for immortality? What if he was there to take the entire planet Namek from the get-go for unlimited wishes? There are so many places you could go with that, and it also makes Frieza blowing up the planet a lot more desperate looking than just outright nuts. And what if Cell's purpose wasn't just to kill Goku, but to get his body in order to turn Goku into an android so the Red Ribbon Army could come back into power with an unstoppable weapon? It already has more sauce on it than just kill Son Goku. And there are real feasible stakes, not just a giant banner that says destroy the galaxy for no reason, which, let's be real, wasn't even a hard goal for Cell. That was just something he tacked on to the end of killing Goku like he had a word count to meet. But is this a detrimental thing? Do I think it makes Dragon Ball worse? No, not really. It was just something I noticed, and it may very well be intentional, or you may have seen some underlying motivation I didn't. But that's all I got. Do the thing with the buttons, join for $1, witty outro. I hope you enjoyed the video, because I appreciate you watching. So until next time, peace.
That thunder on me clap, make a nigga think before he act. Have a nigga dying on his back, then we double back. Shooters leaving rubber where you at. That's why niggas never wanna match.